Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really just need to take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. I actually just a few minutes ago set up a link tree that has all the links to my website. So that's at linktree.com/Doc717. You can go there and you can find it all. Why don't you fellas go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I'm the Outlaw Zach Hendricks. You can find me all over social media at Z Hendricks Brand. Or as always, if you love me and Dot together, check out Country Air at Country Air Official for Facebook and Instagram, or shoot us a tweet at Country Air Brand on Twitter. And I'm gonna have to jump on that Linktree thing soon.
Is that a new thing now? Linktree?
It just keeps all your links together. So
In
it's
the
just like
tree?
one link, yeah. So that people will be like, "Hey, where are all his social medias?"
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm Gunnar Wicks. You can find me at all social medias, and you'll have to do that yourself without Linktree, and it's Gunnar Wicks for everything, so it should be easy.
Ooh, did your link fall off the tree?
Yeah, still looking for it.
Well, maybe it's a waffle tree, because you can find me at Waffles for the Ref Brand. And I'm,
Great transition. Great transition.
at Perch XLV. And yeah, #, Take It Home podcast.
Dude, if a tree could grow waffles, that would be the greatest thing ever. Do you water it with syrup?
Do
Maple
from
syrup?
straight
Does it
from
turn into a
Canada.
maple tree?
Straight from Canada. It's got to be pure, uncut.
Ah, yes, organic.
I would picture a plant almost a little lower to the ground where you can
Oh.
pluck from, maybe around waist level or so. Get a whole bushel full of them.
All right. So I guess we've had ourselves a pretty fun weekend. Bushels of waffles and beers for everybody. We'll go ahead and jump right into our first segment. Perch, why don't you give us the banger of the week?
Oh man, this banger of the week came at a time when we really needed it. It was it's been used many years past as a pregame warm-up song and a good hype song. And in this case, I got to rock it with Doc Simmons this weekend as we got ready for ICW. And the song, this week's banger of the week, was "All Me" by Drake, Big Sean, 2 Chainz. Great song, great beat, great motivation. Kind of a good walk-up tune.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I said it in the car. I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but anytime you put 2 Chainz and Drake together, I'm there. I just feel they complement each other's skill sets very well. I'm definitely a bigger 2 Chainz fan, but them together is always money.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the full catalog, but they do have a lot of good bangers, and that was one my brother showed me. I had the CD right when it came out, and that one was the one that stood out, and he's like, yeah, this is the one, the one on the CD, and it lived up. Those guys all made it big since then too, and before, so that was a good one. And to listen to it in 2021 and the winter night with Doc Simmons in the car beforehand, it got me hyped, got me ready.
All the right feelings.
Absolutely.
All right. And then I guess looking back, why don't we talk about what we've been watching this week? I can go ahead and start first. It's been a lot of me just catching up on New Japan. I've got about an hour left of the show from yesterday morning, and I still have to watch the show from this morning. I've still been on my Kenta run of watching matches. I watched him versus Mikey Nichols, if anybody remembers when he was in NXT with Shane Thorne as TM61. I think it's just very interesting how big he was in Noah, got smaller for NXT, and if you've seen him recently, he's huge again.
Is he huge?
Yeah, he's a monstrously sized dude. Like, I don't understand why they like would have made him get smaller for NXT or why he got smaller for NXT, but he's like huge. This is a grown man, no doubt. What else did I watch? Oh, had to shout out to the homie JJ Garrett. I had to watch his match over on AEW Dark versus QT Marshall. Very good match. Very good match. I'm surprised they gave the homie so much, but he definitely shined on that day. And speaking of, I talked about it earlier, watching New Japan, Moxley versus Kenta for that IWGP heavyweight title. Definitely lived up to all the hype. It was a little shorter than I would have wanted, being that it's been like almost a year build at this time for this match. But it was
shocked by the outcome of that. Like, I legit thought Kenta was taking it.
Yeah, I was very surprised. But I feel that means we're going to see a lot more of the other New Japan guys on New Japan Strong challenging for that title. So I'm very excited where it could go. But that's all I've been watching this week. If anybody else wants to take that hot tag.
Yeah, so I watched JJ Garrett's match. Very good. Like you said, he got a lot. It was definitely cool to see him shine. Also, we got to I've been watching a lot of 2002 Raw, like with when the NWO showed up, just kind of re-enjoying that. Watched No Way Out with them showing up to Milwaukee. Super cool. I would say what else? Just trying to think, sorry. Yeah, and right now, like after this, I'll probably going to rewatch WrestleMania 18. I'm really looking forward to watching it. I've been enjoying watching the build between Hall and Austin. So I really want to watch that because like I was like in second grade when all that was going on. So just to kind of relive that. So
Way to make me feel timeless.
exactly.
Like I was most certainly not in second grade when that happened.
Sorry, you're old.
Fuck you. Why don't you?
That was the first pay-per-view we ever rented, and it was in grade school, but it was a little bit older.
Yeah.
Old enough to know The Rock was the man.
All right, you bitch ass Gunner. Why don't you tell us what you've been studying?
He doesn't watch shit. Has he even done his homework?
Well,
Never.
Since last week, you guys wrote me a new one for not watching anything. I took it upon myself to actually watch stuff this week and do some homework. So this week, I didn't watch anything recent or current, but I've been watching a lot of Great Muta matches, like a lot of them. He's a fantastic performer, cool guy. I just finished, before I jumped on the podcast, watching Halloween Havoc 89, I think it was. It was the Great Muta and Terry Funk for Sting and Ric Flair in a Thunderdome match, which is basically like steel cage as electrocuted or whatever. It was amazing. One of my favorite parts, which I think isn't even really like wrestling related, and I think was like a complete mistake. They had like the cage like dressed up in like Halloween stuff, and they had like some like spooky cloth like on the top around the edges, and part of it got set on fire, and then the Great Muta put it out with his green mist. It seemed unplanned, and because of that, it was like a great moment that he decided to put that mist to good use and put the fire out. It usually ends up in someone's face. Oh, and Bruno Sammartino was the ref, also. Interesting tidbit in that match. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of the Great Muta and hopefully try to incorporate some of him into my own game.
Now, is that because we started who compared you to the Great Muta this week?
I think Perch.
Was it Perch?
Just came up in conversation. I think it came up in conversation as it just popped. And we need to study and
yeah. Great Muta's a great one to study.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy that the man under the gimmick is still working, and is the
is he really?
Yeah, he's a Noah Triple Crown champion right now.
I did not even know that.
He just won it like a month ago.
Go figure. Gunner doesn't know that.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Like, how many Muda matches did you watch like before this?
Maybe like one or two.
Yeah, so I'm totally not surprised that you didn't know that. Oh, he's still working and he's still a champion.
Sweet, yeah.
And he's still really good.
How old is he, do you think, roughly?
He's got to be late 50s.
Okay.
At least.
That's workable. Cool. I'll have to check some of that out then.
Yeah.
It gives hope for a guy who, as good as he was in '89, to still be doing it now and relevant. Now that's a career that you can follow after.
Oh yeah, for sure. Does he still have like a similar gimmick and everything? Same. Does he do the face paint and stuff?
Ooh, I think it's been a while since he brought out Muda.
Okay.
I think the last time it was a 6-man tag. It was him, Pentagon, and Tajiri on a team against some other 3 indie guys. And had a great like mist spot entrance because they all of them spit the mist. So I think one had red, one had green, and one had another color.
Nice.
All spit it at the same time in their entrance to make them like blend and make some funky color. It was dope.
Damn, that's cool. I'll check that out for sure. That's will be next week's homework.
I'll shoot it to you. I'll find it. It's good stuff. All right. Since let's go ahead and kick it over to Muda's #1 fan.
Oh man, I think it's awesome. You can't go wrong watching Muda. That's something I'll watch just randomly throughout the week. I fall asleep to a lot of wrestling, and it's comforting to watch that 1989 WCW. Hearing Jim Ross's voice, get some Tony Schiavone, get some Paul Heyman in there too as a manager and sometimes announcing. A lot of great characters. Terry Funk is running amok up in there and going against Ric Flair, and Sting's emerging too. Remember you mentioned that Thunderdome match, Connor. I watched that one a few months ago and was just in awe by it. And and it was just one thing after another, and a structure I had never seen before. So I asked a few people about it and kind of picked their brains, and I guess it went over kind of bad. Like at the time, 20 later, we're in awe of it. At the time, I think there was like problem after problem, and like the flames, and it was supposed to be electric, but it wasn't electric. And
yeah, like they were saying, like just the very top part was electric, and no one really got electrocuted. And like, yeah, that didn't, I guess, quite make total sense, but still cool nonetheless.
Freaking sweet all these years later.
Because it's so different than like anything they've done for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And it goes to show it doesn't matter necessarily what the scientifics of the match are. You get 4 characters that big and angry with something, with a cause of not liking each other. They're going to be entertaining. And those guys are great. But this week, a couple of things I was watching was that big AEW Dark episode. That was like a 2-hour episode with, I think they advertised it more than 40 people, combined. And it was sweet. It just good matches, good guys getting opportunities. That JJ Garrett match was awesome with QT. They had Paul Turner as ref. That was a thrill for me to see in there too. He's one who I watch and study. So see Paul Turner in there with those guys was cool. And then the other one was the Eddie Kingston. That was a great one. Who was it? Give me a second here. It was our guy from Little Bruiser.
Yeah.
JD Drake. Bingo. A couple of big hosses going at it. Good personalities. We saw him meet up at Evolve back when we had the encounter, and was able to learn from him. So the JD Drake getting everything he can on AEW Dark against a guy like Eddie Kingston. I hope he can come back, and I hope they get more opportunities for him, because that was a fun match to see too.
Yeah, just a moment. For any other young guys, if you are on a show with JD Drake, he is very nice and will give you critiques if you ask. So,
He'll shoot the shit with you and just have a good, like, definitely a good guy to talk to. Like, even like not just shooting the shit with him too.
yeah, so he's a good guy. He'll watch your match. When we were at the collective and you had the moment that you don't like to remember, he definitely was watching the whole match for you.
Oh yeah, it's important to have people that you can go to in a locker room to look for wisdom or guidance, or just helping out, because all the experience that everybody has while traveling the road, some people are willing to share it, and we can learn from other people's experience. And yeah, JD Drake is certainly one who we've been able to watch matches with and ask for critique afterwards, and he's been great. So yeah, I'd love to see that, all those guys we cross paths with, and we wish nothing but the best for. Plus, they're pretty good freaking wrestlers.
Yeah.
Talk about giving everything you got to the business you love. Keeps motivating me and continues that passion that every one of us have, whether we're fans or wrestlers. We all have that same passion, and guys like that share it with everyone around them to make us strong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that was some of what I was watching. It was a great week of wrestling.
Oh yeah, great week of wrestling. And why don't we go ahead and talk about our weeks as performers? Wrestling. I'll go ahead and go first. I'll get the first show out of the way. Me and Zach made our debut as Country Air up at Zow Live in Deer Grove this week against the team of Connor Hopkins and Chip Collins. Hard banger of a match. Chip and Connor did cheat me out of my fireweight title last week. So I had to bring in the heavy hitter, the outlaw, Zach Hendricks. We came up with the win, 6-shot lullaby, put him to sleep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And along with that, the same day, Doc Simmons and I do what we do best and defend our ICW Tag Team Championships against We Hate You Nation. Let me say that one more time for those who don't know, but Dash and Swaver says our ICW Tag Team Championships. There we go. And we took on CJ Cole and Fletch Malone. We Hate You Nation. I thought it was a really good match, really fun. Of course, no one will ever kick out the patented 6-shot lullaby. We retained. Then later that night, we tried to defend Joey Avalon during a mugging, and that didn't go so well in our favor. So it looks like Luxurious Ones are about to be another pain in our ass again, but ain't nothing your mama's favorites can't take care of.
For sure.
And then the other thing I did this week was actually a fun project with a Dysfunction. Friday afternoon, me and him actually were in contact with a local band. I should probably know the name of the band.
I've asked you like 3 times.
I could probably pull it up.
You never looked at that PowerPoint presentation. That's why they thought you were ignoring the emails.
Yeah. It's called Pain Money.
Oh.
Yeah, Pain Money. Pain Manager music video crew. So Pain Manager, maybe.
You say I don't do my homework.
I don't know the band's name, but
hey, all Zach cared about was who was paying him, and they paid him, and that's what's important.
it was definitely fun. Like me and Kurt, me and Disc got to work a match. They told us we were free to interpretation, so we got to tell a little story. Got kind of pretty much do a hardcore match for these, and they got to kind of watch the art that we do in between. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the video turns out.
Nice. And why don't we pass it off to one of those people we'll probably be facing next month at ICW. Gunner, why don't you talk about your weekend?
I hope I'm one of those people you're facing, seeing as me and Chucky won the #1 contenders match for the tag titles. I think it's a good match altogether. Towards the end, I chokeslammed one dude with the other dude hanging on my back, flipped him over, and then we hit our tag finish tombstone deal.
I thought it was an awesome finish.
Thank you.
Just a little slow. Mostly, I don't know where Chucky was. I couldn't find him when I was waiting for it, but that was it.
I didn't know where Chucky was either.
But yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys, y'all two teams have great chemistry together.
Thank you. Yeah, I almost fell over during the choke slam just because I never had a guy on my back while I gave it before, but didn't. Saved it. It was sweet. But yeah, fun time at ICW like always, and looking forward to the next one.
All right. By the way, I think the music video is called Ju Wen, and the band's name is called Painmonger. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Finally, Zach has completed his homework that I asked him about weeks ago for who he was working for.
You know what? I don't really like this whole doctor feel. You call yourself doc, you just think you're gonna sign his homework randomly.
Hey, he's like, that wasn't random.
It was for me.
And why don't we go ahead and pass it on to our senior official and favorite commentator, Perch.
Oh man, we had a great weekend in wrestling, and it happened to be involving you guys in particular, because I worked 3 matches at the ICW show, starting with the #1 contenders tag team match. The team of Gunnar Wicks and Chucky Bates dominated. They they kicked ass, plain and simple. That move that Gunnar hit for his finish, where he chokeslammed the guy, I was in awe. It was pretty freaking sweet. It came.
Gunnar won't be doing no power shit like that to us next month.
No, he's gonna do it.
That's what you think.
That's what you hope. But no, it was sweet. Last time I was in the ring with Gunnar Wicks, dude took me by my throat and lifted me, 8 feet up in the air. So it was a cool moment to see him come through the curtain and just knowing the character. When the switch is flipped on, you have to take everyone serious for who they are and what they can do. And it was cool to see you guys in that match and show some chemistry. Most importantly, a little bit more team chemistry between the two of you, which I think aided to a more meaningful victory, which was sweet. I enjoyed it. As much team chemistry there is until one of you turns on the other one and choke slams or tombstones. Until next time you choke slam tombstone and then you hit Chucky with a last ride all in one motion.
We'll see if he ever gets on my bad side. Don't tell him I said that though. We're on the same page right now. But in the future, if we're ever not,
You got to be just.
Yeah. Also, thank you, Perch, for not screwing me out of this victory like you did at BCW. Much appreciated. I like you a little more now. Just a little.
We still got a long ways to climb, but we're helping. I got my I took that advice you gave me from 10 feet up in the air.
Good. Glad I got my point across.
But another tag team match was the tag team title match with Country Air against another fella that we've had on this podcast, CJ Cole, and his partner Fletch. That was a good match, a good back and forth. You guys defended the titles successfully, and just a fun one to see. That was the first one out of intermission, so it's almost like a restart to the show. Everyone gets back into going for wrestling round 2. So the crowd was hyped. The place was loud, and you guys successfully did it. You kept the titles, which puts you right on the collision course for the #1 contenders to go against you. So I'm excited for that.
Did you want to talk about the last segment at all, or?
Oh man, that last one. So that was the main event. That was my final match of the night, and and that was Joey Jet Avalon against Drake Daniels for the ICW world title. And that was a banger. Two big guys going at it the whole time. And you know, midway through the match, they were both just standing up, looking at each other. Nothing had to be said or done, or you know, they weren't trying to trick each other. They were just battling back and forth and exchanging blows. It was pretty good until the moment Drake went to a corner and Joey came in hot, and Drake pulled me right in front of him, and luckily I didn't get hit. However, the ensuing motion, I did end up getting a kick right to the face. So it took me out, and I paid for it. But luckily, was there just in time to see Joey's shoulders down and Drake on top for a 1-2-3. Gave it everything I had with a lymphatic 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Very slow count on that one. Coming to consciousness.
Yeah, you know, it's like just took a smelling salt. It just came back to life just in time to hear the wind get taken out of the sails of everybody. So it was a cool ending.
Good job, Perch.
I was there to just hear the biggest, just a big wind out of the sails moment, and left everyone a little bit mad and disappointed. However, the next 15 minutes was pure chaos as the bad guys kicked the hell out of Joey and it made an example. So not only did they win and take his title, they made an example of him. So all in all, great night, great matches, great energy at the building. I loved it.
Yep. And that saw the birth of a new faction in ICW with Jason Dukes as the mouth and mind, Drake Daniels with the championship, luxurious ones coming in there, Yanni coming in. It should be fun. I can't wait to kick all their heads off. But as we talk about factions and how ICW ended, let us move on to our segment of the week. I asked the question, create your dream faction. Dead or alive, any promotion, doesn't matter. Money is not an option. And I want to see what you fellas come up with. Anybody particularly want to go first?
Killer segue, Doc.
Thanks, bro.
Killer.
Thanks, bro.
I'll go first because I did my homework this time. I actually came up with 2 factions since I had some time on my hands today, and would like them to feud together in this dream scenario. Faction number 1, going with The Undertaker and Kane, obviously, because they have to be in all of my wrestling lists, but also with Papa Shango.
Ooh.
Yep. Gangrel.
Getting real dark in here.
The Boogeyman. And Mankind.
Oh.
A 6-man team.
Just a bunch of broken individuals.
Yes, that was the idea. That's the theme I was going for. So those 6 versus Andre the Giant. You'll see that this team also has a theme. The Big Show, Giant Gonzalez, King Kong Bundy, Vader, and Yokozuna.
Ooh.
I don't think the ring could hold all 12 men.
Yeah, that's definitely a street fight.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
And what a banger of a street fight it would be.
Yeah, definitely.
Just be big dudes throwing rights and lefts, hitting power moves. The Undertaker team with all the other.
I think there is some athleticism in that. Like, people forget.
Oh, totally.
Vader was an athletic dude. Undertaker's an athletic dude. Kane's an athletic dude. There would probably be a decent amount of high spots in there too.
Yep. Some cool high spots. Probably some weird undead shenanigans. Some weird powers being used by Undertaker or Boogeyman or something. It'd be sweet.
I would pay to see that match. I would pay to get close to that match.
Yeah, same.
As a fan, I would.
Close, but not too close.
All right. Anybody want to go next? Or I can go.
Oh, I can drop you with this list right here. This one's been burning on my mind for quite some time. Right when you mentioned factions, I immediately had a leader in mind, and the team kind of came from there, and I would love to see this crew run amok, and it would be a team of we would have the APA in there as the muscle, more as the acolytes with the paint across the chest. I think that was kind of a badass era where they meant business. We would have Triple H in there as well as the right hand man, as the executive who can carry out the orders. We would have was looking for a big muscle and couldn't think of one until Joe mentioned it in his match. So this guy would be pulling double duty on that show, and it would be King Kong Bundy. Just a monster as a muscle. They put him in a set of jeans.
First wrestling figure I ever had was King Kong Bundy.
Nice.
That's a full figure. You get your money's worth with the King Kong Bundy.
A lot of plastic used to make that one.
Definitely.
And the team of the faction with Triple H, Farouk Bradshaw, King Kong Bundy would be headed by Chono.
Okay.
From that NWO era, leading that division with the big chest, big stogie, bulletproof,
all black leather.
He's coming out in all black. Yep. Just a monster of a character where when he's got a grin on his face, there's some bad stuff that's about to happen. So, yeah.
I think Jono could be a leader of a faction now. He still looks badass.
Oh, he does. He does. And he always will. He always will. If someone pisses him off, I could see him coming back and starting some shit. But yeah, I would love to see those guys. It's just some absolute, just mean, villains, movie-esque villains, where these guys are going to get their way by any means necessary. And the ultimate heels for the team I thought of coming up against them would be a team of, say, those bad guys would be rustling up some shit, and they'd be pissing off guys such as Terry Funk and Mick Foley, and they would have to dig deep to get someone to help them, and they would get John Moxley to help them and face these guys. So with the wisdom and guidance from Moxley's two crazy uncles, Terry Funk and Mick Foley, I think the three of them would be a good force to see go up against that monster heel faction.
Good. Yeah, that's a good one. Zach, you want to go next or should I go?
Yeah, I can go next. I like heel. I always like a good heel faction. Pretty sure we're all agreeing on there. But I guess my faction would be pretty dark. I would like it to be, I think the ringleader being Aleister Black. And with him would be just Finn Balor trapped as the demon. With the Fiend, go to TNA and take out either Crazy Steve or no, who's that new guy they just pulled? Hold on. I just had his name. 1 second. Here he is. Black Taurus. I think I would take Black Taurus from
Oh, Black Taurus is a good one.
Yeah, like good one. Black Taurus, the Demon, the Fiend, Aleister Black, and I think for Ring of Honor, I'd take Vinny. And like Aleister and Vinny would be like the guys who are more the talkers. And eventually, like it would summon into like James, and eventually like work it into where James Mitchell was the mastermind behind all of this.
Nice.
Debating between James Mitchell or TNA's version of Sting when Sting was the Joker. If anyone remembers that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
all right.
I think James Mitchell just fits better.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Okay. So my faction, for those who don't know, I take a lot of inspiration in my wrestling from action movies. actually. So this would definitely be a John Woo faction. If you've ever seen any of his movies, so that's he's a director, producer, so that's Hard Target, The Big Hit, Replacement Killers, Face Off. He's done a lot of action movies and has a lot of, as any artist does, signatures. So the big thing would be for our entrance, it would definitely be like some orchestral shit, and we would have to release doves every time. I don't know if we can slow mo the doves every time, like he does, but if we can somehow slow mo the doves every time in our entrance, it would be slow mo. I don't necessarily have a leader for it. I didn't think of it that far as you guys did, or have a competing faction for them, but I've kind of thought of something so far. But the main members would be myself, Zach Hendricks, uh, Nobuhiko Takada. He was basically the star of the UWFI, and when they did the New Japan invasion from UWFI, he was the UWFI leader and star, and won the IWGP heavyweight title. That storyline was the basis for NWO when that eventually came to be from Eric Bischoff. So he would be a member. It would definitely be Country Air, your boys, the Goat and the Outlaw. I would also take Shingo Takagi from New Japan, and Steve Blackman from WWE. We would be called the Black Scabbards, which is a play on a One Piece group, for my nerds out there. Oh, which also reminds me, one more member from AAA, also very important. Shingo and this guy are very important for the aesthetics of the group. El Hijo del Vikingo from, I'm probably mispronouncing that, it's super Spanish, but from AAA. We would all come out to the ring in basically the low-key gear, black dress pants, white tee, maybe a black tie, depending on how you feel. You know, we can individualize that part, and we would all have swords. We would all come to the ring with swords. We would all come to the ring with swords. I don't know if we'd be a heel or a face faction, but I definitely want our appearance to be whoever the top star is at the time. Lights go out, lights come on. We're all there in our white tops, black pants and swords. Oh, also we also have half masks. That's why Shingo is important. Because Shingo has the dragon mask that I really enjoy. I would want us all to have like half masks like that in some way. It doesn't all have to be dragons. We can all individualize it that way. But I think that would be a badass faction. As far as who we take on, it would be mostly Suzuki-gun. So I would specifically want Minoru Suzuki because I want that match so badly in my life. Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. And then I would bring in, they've teased it a bunch of times, but he denied it. I would bring in Ibushi to Suzuki-gun because I do think he would fit well over there. Desperado would be good for if we ever do a mass versus mass match, so he can stay over there. But I think that would be just style wise. I think we would be a very John Woo tribute team.
Hell yeah.
Would be my hope.
What would be a venue in mind, Dre, with that grand entrance?
I am a big fan of how some promotions are doing like this underground thing. I probably have mentioned it before. I'm a big fan of Def Jam Vendetta or Fight for New York. So if we could bring back like Raw Underground, like something of that nature, and debut there, I would love it.
That would be pretty sweet with the fans all around there. For fans, yeah. Fighters, rough life.
Yeah, rough life, and we just come in dressed to the nines, fucking swords in hand, and just lay somebody out. I would love it. That would be perfect.
That's an awesome setup.
As soon, like I promise I will run a show one day, and it is just going to be Def Jam Fight for New York. It is just going to be that video game.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
They need to make a sequel.
Well, Def Jam 3 sucked. Luckily, Def Jam Fight for New York is still very popular in the fighting game scene. So, and I know Def Jam did put out a tweet gauging fans' interest last year. So they know that it's wanted. It's just
Nice.
getting the pieces in place.
I'm more of a Street Fighter guy myself.
Love me some Street Fighter. Love me some Street Fighter. Like I probably exclusively played Street Fighter 2.
Yep, that's one.
Yep, for years. Never played any other video game. Probably until like WrestleMania 2000.
Nice. But what's your favorite character?
I'm a big Chun-Li guy.
Me too.
Big Chun-Li guy. I always pick the speedsters.
Yep.
I love the speedster. So I always pick the speedsters. Chun-Li is the homie in Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
The long leg guy was always the worst to go up to.
Dalsim?
Yeah.
The point I name him out of pure hatred.
that stupid little head wiggle thing he'd do after he'd kick your ass. Frustrating.
Yeah, he probably has the most annoying victory pose in Street Fighter.
For sure.
Because he's just grooving.
Yeah.
Like, even DJ has maracas that he plays, and it's not as insulting as Dalsim's head thing.
Nope.
DJ break dances on one of his, and that's still not as insulting as Dalsim's head.
I've used that head shimmy for a celebration in sports throughout my life. I hated him in the video games, but I loved him in real life.
Yeah.
You could somehow bust out that move in like a wrestling context of some kind during a match. Would be amazing.
The head shake?
Yeah.
Right after a low kick.
Low kick somebody to death and then just do that. All right. That was fun. That really showed some of y'all's creativity. Of course, we all expected Gunner to go all dark and all monsters, but it was still fun.
Yep. Sticking with the brand.
Yeah. Got to build that Waffles one-man riot squad.
That's what it's all about. And that riot squad, those are a lot of good guys to get some inspiration from. If you were you could be the referee in that match as a young guy growing up in the business, just to learn how everyone is. And if you would look, I wouldn't say small, but you'd hold your own in there. But those guys would be monsters among you. That would be a cool setup to think of you as a referee for that big 12-man match.
Yeah.
I've always kind of wanted to give reffing a shot. You know?
Yeah. Ref my first camp match, and that was probably awful.
Speaking of reffing, when we were talking about what we watch, Perch, if you have time, check out the network. In 2002, February 25th, Raw, watched around the ending of the Jericho and Angle match. You could tell this ref had a big error, very blunt. You could tell Jericho was not a fan. And right when I thought, I was like, I just want to see Perch, you just watching, it was just one of those. I was like, he went to go hand back he had the bell to go hit, and he reaches all the way back to pass it off to the ref, and the ref completely misses it, and then Jericho turns around you guys, and just slaps him across the face.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. That sounds good. Raw.
I don't know. I have been frustrated with refs at times, but I don't know if I've ever been frustrated where I would actually hit one in the context of a match.
Yeah, something would really have to get screwed up for that to happen.
Yeah. Like, bad refs screw up, but it's never that bad.
It's true. Then again, I probably can't talk a whole lot since I speared Jerry and choked Perch a few
Well,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
that's the
So.
other thing. Like, I screw up and I've probably been disrespectful to refs. So who am I to say that whether or not they deserve to get slapped?
The accidental ones that tend to hurt a little bit more.
All right. So we're winding down. Why don't we go ahead and get on to our second to last segment, what we got coming up. I know for sure Perch has something, so we'll let him go last. This week I actually have nothing. So I will probably be hopping in the car somewhere to help out. I know ACW has a show this weekend up there in Oshkosh, I believe.
Correction, Doc. I don't know if you're still about it, but I thought we were going to travel to see Game Changer and help out there to get.
Well, yes, I was going to bring that up next. So yes, I do know that Game Changer also has a show. So I will probably be traveling over there and trying to help out. But that's all I have planned for this week. Why don't I pass it off to my tag team partner? Because I'm pretty sure we're just doing at least that GCW show. I don't know if you have anything else planned for the weekend.
So far, nope. Going to, I think, a lazy work week. I got some new goals that me and Doc have talked about, mostly about body transitions for myself. That starts this Monday, and Doc is going to be a huge asshole to me, but in love, because that's what we do. Doing there's some like back office work. I took a purchase desk in the Outlaws office and got some stuff like I want to work on this week that I don't really want to say right now, just putting on the back burner. And yeah, I think we're traveling to go to Game Changer, help out wherever we can, and eventually get an opportunity in the door one day. Hopefully.
Yep. That's the plan. That's the grind. That's the hustle. Good old Gunner, what you got planned?
Jack shit.
Called it. Yep. No wrestling this weekend. Thankfully, the next 3 weekends after that, I will be wrestling, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, nothing this weekend. Hopefully, I'll finally start the process of getting some new custom gear because I'm long overdue.
Ooh.
Yeah, gonna look even sexier.
Yeah, nothing better than that custom gear.
Trunks?
Not that sexy, no.
You ain't ready to have your ass out like me?
Not yet. Maybe one day.
It's the second best ass in the business.
All right, Perch, what do you got planned this week?
Yeah, this weekend we've got ACW up in Oshkosh. It's a big go home show for WrestleCon, which is coming up in April. So should be a good one. I believe that is on Saturday night at the Masonic Center. Saturday or Friday. That's back to their normal Friday shows at the Masonic Center up there in Oshkosh. And that's always good show and should be a fun time. Don't know who you're ever going to see at those shows, and especially with WrestleCon coming up, it's always a wild cast of characters coming up. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what's all in store. I think maybe a Stacey Shadows and Sierra maybe in action, and if so, man, that's worth the price of admission right there.
Yep. I know that match has been announced. That should definitely be a banger. So if you are in the area, I would definitely check out that show. It's been like a year at least since they've worked each other. So this isn't a match that you have seen recently. So go ahead and check it out.
And I think the main event for ACW this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, is Backwoods Brown versus Joey Avalon versus Nick Colucci versus Drake Daniels in a ladder match for the #1 contendership.
Oh, that's right. There is a big ladder match this weekend. Yep.
Dudes.
Yeah, sucks for those guys.
Take the bump, brother.
Yep, for sure. Like
on wood.
Like they don't teach you to take a fall off a 20-foot ladder.
No, and I've been there to referee a handful of ladder matches on the independent circuit, and they're all done a little bit differently. One thing which is nice about ACW is they've got a big ring and a big space, and they always go all out when it comes to a stipulation match. So I'm sure they've done it before, and they'll have it all thought up, and this is going to be a awesome spectacle.
For sure. Anything else planned for your weekend, or are you with us and back to that green kid grind?
Yeah, guys, I've been with you guys as long as on that green kid vibe for a long time now. Now that winter is getting kind of past, we'll have that schedule opening up a little bit more. So, oh yeah, it's been nothing but training 3-4 days a week, in on the weekends too, and getting the body right, getting the mind right, and yeah, as opposed to having 2-3 shows in a weekend, now it's sometimes one, sometimes two, but if not, we're making the most of it, studying and getting right. So yeah, we'll probably have a good workout sesh and some good training in the meantime.
For sure. All right, let's go ahead and just move on to our last segment. If Gunner actually has a question.
Sure do.
Ooh, what is it?
Yeah. It is, what is the most useless talent that you have? Think it over.
Yeah.
Ponder it. I'll go since I have an answer. I can take my right arm and I can spin it all the way around in 360 to make a full rotation, which is kind of cool if you look at it, but otherwise it's not good for jack shit. Huh?
Do it.
I don't know if you can see. Well, the fans won't be able to see because this is not.
Yeah, because
Doesn't
it's
have
awesome
video.
visual media.
Yeah, let me get settled here. Sorry if you see my dick. See it?
Yep,
I
I can
can't
see your
see.
dick.
I'll have a microscope.
So there it is, right? Pointing
Yep.
forward. I can take it. I can move it all the way
That
around
was gross.
and come back.
Oh God,
Yep,
are you a mutant?
My most
I am a mutant.
useless
Double jointed.
tool is I can put my thumb behind my knuckle.
Oh, that's actually very gross as well.
Very gross and very useless.
Gunnar, can you draw perfect circles with that hand?
I have not tested that out, but I'll see if I can. I mean, it works out that I would be able to. Arm stays in one place, just spin her around. Yeah, I think I can. If I do, I'll mail it to you.
Just got to cover the post.
Yep.
I don't know. Perch, what useless talent do you have?
Man, useless talents. I've got about 1 billion different quirks that are useless. But yeah, talent. I can juggle, and that really goes for nothing. But I can do it. Give me three objects, and I can do it. I can also spin a pencil around the finger really fast, and I can do it about 100 times straight. Just kind of focused energy things, and yeah, very very little use. I also know a lot about swimming pools, but that knowledge doesn't come out ever, so that's kind of useless outside. So I'm afraid, but I know a lot about them.
Have you ever timed your 100 spins of the pencil? Can you do it quick?
Ooh, no, never timed it. Never timed it, but I go straight without a drop, and that's what I go for. Used to be 77 times, but then it switched to 100 because then it marked to the next one. A lot of odd quirks. It fits into the million different odd things. I'm not proud of.
And for juggling, do they have to be like 3 circular objects, or can you take random shapes and random things and just throw 3 in the air and juggle them?
That's a good call. If it's bowling pin shaped, that's a different
It's a different animal. Yeah.
because now you have to weigh it out. But yeah, you give me anything, a square, a block, a ball, anything along those lines, Beanie Babies, pillows. Oh yeah, we can get it done. But yeah, like a bowling pin with different weight on different ends, a little tougher.
Mm.
Well, I'll draw you up 3 perfect circles. You can juggle those.
We can make it happen. I learned on rings back in the day, so that's the perfect
Yeah,
thing.
okay. Nice.
I guess my talent would be I'm very accurate at throwing half drunken water bottles,
Like the little flip deal?
like kind of like that, but actually like throwing them at a target, like chucking them and hitting my target. Is a
How did
very
you how did you find out you had this skill?
just like my last year at high school, not caring about school, but like still being an athlete, so I have a lot of half drunken water bottles and just fuck it, chuck it at something. So I'm
Chuck 'em
actually
at-
like, so I call it a talent mostly because like I can't throw a baseball or a football very well. Like I played lacrosse because I have to throw a ball with a stick that has a net. I don't have to physically touch the ball.
You know,
Like I'm just not good at throwing things. Like things that are meant to be thrown, I fucking suck at. But if you put a half drunk water bottle in my hand, I'm freaking Johnny Appleseed.
lethal weapon.
Yeah.
50 yards.
Yeah. I'm very, it's just a very random thing. I'm super accurate with throwing.
Finish your water bottles.
Yeah. Or I'm coming for
Hey,
you.
it's coming.
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing, like we would be like walking down the hall and I would like throw it through a crowd of people and not like in an arc. I'm talking straight line to like peg a freshman in the forehead. Like just weave that bottle through the crowd to hit my target.
Just imagining some poor, like unsuspecting freshman just minding his own day, going about his business. Half drunken water bottle just comes out of nowhere right in the noggin.
Yep. Shout out Eric Schmitty. Love you still.
Pretty fucked up, Doc.
It's like, hey, this is the only thing I got. If we're talking about, I mean, that's like my only talent, period. Like, useless or not. I'm not very skilled.
You got a pretty good spinneroonie, which outside of wrestling is pretty useless.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I've got a great spinneroonie. Like, that's the whole Doc Simmons gimmick. I really hope nobody figures that out. I was worried because like, I hit a drop kick early in the match on Saturday at ICW. I was like, oh man, I gotta hit another one later and get the spinneroonie. I can't hit the spinneroonie right now. This was an accidental drop kick. And Zawa, I didn't hit one at all.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like a Doc called no spinneroonie.
Yeah,
It's kind of upsetting.
yeah, I know. I hope the fans don't abandon me, please.
I would have.
I so love you.
I promise I can still spin on my shoulders.
Makes them want it a little bit more for the
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't do really anything fun at that Zawa show. I really hope the fans don't abandon me.
They will.
No, those are some pretty loyal fans out there. They love their pro wrestling. And,
I've never like
Valley- former champ.
you talk about loyal. Yeah, when I was doing the stuff with Chip Collins, Bucky Collins, whatever you want to call him, I was set up on the ropes for the 619 and I heard Van John tumbleweed. I was like, damn, they know what's coming.
Yeah.
And then he pulls me out, like he gets to the top rope, like, oh, you about to get hit that whoopee cushion. And I was like, yeah, they know that.
Yeah, they know the spots.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right, Perch. They love pro wrestling out there.
Yeah, Zawa fans are, but that's a company that I helped grow up on, or they helped me very early on in my wrestling career, and I love any opportunity to work with them. And the first time I ever went to a different state and people kind of remembered you, it's like, whoa, all right, yeah, I'll give you always want to give the fans a great time, and especially when people remember you and love you.
All right, yeah. All right, yep. We can end it on that. Much love to Zawa. We all like Zawa, but we can go ahead and take it home right there. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. One.
Yeah.